You got spare game codes or any digital goods? There is a place you can sell them in less than 1 minute. Watch. Go to D2CL. Click Start Selling. Fast login. Go to My Account and click on Selling tab. Sell new item. Enter name, code, set a price. And done. G2A.com Digital Marketplace. Global selling simplified.
Welcome everybody here to your broadcast of the D2CL. We have ourselves one game and a bit coming your way tonight. That's right, we have ourselves with a KP series later on this evening, where we're trying to do the game which could not be finished. That is a couple of days ago, we had Dota 2 servers go completely down. Of course, Reborn doesn't have a reload feature, which meant that there was some tough decisions to be made. The decisions from the teams were, well, we get together and we say, we agree that Team Empire had the advantage, so we give them basically a 1-game advantage coming into a whole new best of 3, making this almost a best of 5, is the situation we're in. So NiP must win 2 games, Empire must win 1, and the winner will advance themselves forward into the semi-finals. Let's go into our draft. It's already underway, as I realize I actually have to, this is how much I was actually, I was so in the mind for this game tonight that I completely forgot to give a call to my co-caster. Ryu! Hi, man! Hey. What's up? Sorry.
What's up? Can you hear me?
Yeah, you're fine, man. You're fine.
I'm good?
Yep, you're good.
Alright.
It's good to have you here. I did the whole introduction spiel, and I realized I hadn't called you yet.
You have to do it again, because I didn't even get to hear any of it.
No,
so I don't get the hype.
Not
now.
just the hype. No, that's enough for you, right there. It's... I can at least explain it for you again in case you missed it. You actually mentioned as well, like you saw the previous series too. So we are basically in a best of 5 / second best of 3 with a 1-game advantage to Team Empire. That's the way we're looking at it, at least.
Reserve time.
After it was a close third game and the servers crashed at the exact moment the deciding fight was going to happen. If Team Empire won that, they won the game. If they lost that, NiP had that potential 15% chance to come back in the game that they were looking at. So it was a rough night, but I'm hoping for an enjoyable evening tonight, Ryu.
No, not with me. You're gonna have to go get another
I'm hoping for a bleeding blood evening tonight with the wonderful Ryu.
That sounded like a girl was on her. Okay. Well,
no! Dude, you don't have to go there.
That's what it thought. Okay. Well.
Oh, wow.
I know, I'm very, I guess, sadistical right now, or thinking-minded, or something. I don't know what happened
Disturbed, I think is the word.
Yeah, perturbed, disturbed, everything.
10 seconds
I'm just gonna go in the dumpster now.
Yeah, let's focus on the game, something that we do know what to talk about. So Ninjas in Pajamas, they're going to be on the dire side. This was already done before. It was decreed that Team Empire would be the Radiant side for this game. And Ninjas in Pajamas take out the team fight wombo combo. The Tuskar control, we've been seeing him all over the field. The Darkseer combo is just too easy to work with anyone. And then Doom and Io being banned out against Ninjas in Pajamas, just par for the course, if I do say so myself, which I do.
Yeah, I just love when you play the same team 10 games in a row. Normally you'll never see the same lineup. Like even if you win with that one lineup, it's always going to change. So it's nice to see these different heroes happening here. And Spirit Breaker, I saw a lot of it recently too, and where you just keep on running. I think it was CDEC recently where they just kind of perfected it, where you just keep on running at the enemy, and they have great follow-up to come with it. Because sometimes we see Spirit Breaker and he's just lost, right? He gets nothing in the off lane, and then it seems like the hero's absolutely useless because the other heroes can counter it so easily. Yeah. And this game, they don't have too much to go with it, like a Earthshaker Fissure I'm looking for. Right now they only have a Grave, but you can normally get off the... sometimes you can get the kill off before the Grave can come out.
You're actually giving me flashbacks to game 1 of Empire vs. NiP, because that was the game. That was the game where, through all sense and purpose, Resolution just kept running at people. With that.
I remember when he got stuck on the hill.
Yeah, on the Radiant Cliff side, next to the secret shop. It's like, Resolution, what are you doing? But he didn't care. Like, it's just like, they just keep charging and going. You rely on the Cold Embrace to bring the Spirit Breaker up. It's just the pure chaos factor that Empire draft in. There goes that Earthshaker Fissure out, so you won't have that from NiP to stop that Spirit Breaker from running in.
Yeah, these are two great bands, Wind Ranger and
I speak
Earthshaker.
for the
Shackles are
trees.
so easy to land nowadays
Dire
just because of
team
that. And
pick.
I can never even tell the angle at which the shackle is anymore. It feels like a 360 in my mind or something.
It's a wide berth. Is what it is.
I've seen like shackles in mid. I don't even know how to say it. Like mid. What is it like? Blinks or something? I don't even know. Like not blinks, like 4 staffs. I've seen it happen, and there's just a lot of quirky things that happen. But
You won't
Nature's
see how
Prophet
this
here.
game. Yeah, Nature's Prophet's it's a big offlane hero for Team Empire too. Resolution's been playing that a lot. In fact, I think it was their earlier game in the D2CL.
10 seconds remaining.
Unfortunately, I don't think it actually gets recorded because of
Anti-mage.
what ends up happening.
Dire
but-
team pick.
Yeah, he had a really successful Nature's Prophet in the offlane. He's very good at split pushing. The micro, maybe a little bit more to be desired. Like if you look at players like Ice, who obviously comes back from he has the Dota 1 background, but he spent a lot of time in StarCraft 2 playing Zerg, so it was like very micro intensive for him. And his Nature's Prophet tree and control is absolutely amazing to watch. If Resolution
10
can get
seconds
that
remaining.
combined with his presence of mind of the map and timings, then
5
yeah,
seconds
I would
remaining.
actually fear this Prophet a lot more than I currently do.
No, I fear it already because
Reserve
it's
time.
one of the heroes that's great with an anti-mage, where the other supports, like they have an ogre, but he doesn't. It's not really reliable. The Fire Blast is okay, but with a Dazzle combo, they don't have too much lockdown on the anti-mage. Now it's kind of like all in the Lina to roam around, even with like a Yule Scepter. And it's kind of
10
all on him,
seconds
whereas
remaining.
the Nature's Prophet, I think he'll give enough room to the Anti-Mage where he can become
5
big,
seconds
and
remaining.
it's going to be very hard for them to shut down the Anti-Mage, because this would be the most perfect
Dire
game
team
right now
back.
for a Storm Spirit, even though they kind of like have Wyvern and Spirit Breaker. But against Nature's Prophet and an Anti-Mage, you really want to have something that can initiate and has like an Orchid that can really easily shut down these heroes. But right now, NiP aren't going to do that, and they're
10
putting all their
seconds
eggs in this
remaining.
Lina basket right now.
Well, I'm actually kind of liking their mixed basket. Like,
5
with the Dazzle
seconds
Shallow
remaining.
Grave, like, I always kind of feel like the Gyrocopter is one of these heroes where, like, you Shallow Grave him up, and then, well, he's already expended Flight Cannon, what's the point? But with a high level up in Bloodlust, you actually give him enough attack speed that the Gyrocopter does decent damage during the fight, as opposed to adequate damage, until he gets something like a Monkey King Byre, and then you get really scared of that early Flight Cannon. But I kind of like it. And with the stun combos, Ogre Magi and Lina together, like, you got a lot of catch, but you got as in like catch when you find a hero. But I suppose the biggest problem is actually catching and finding that
10
hero,
seconds
which I
remaining.
understand like why you say Storm Spirit's a good pickup here for NiP.
Yeah,
5
it's.
seconds
I'm trying to think of
remaining.
what else they can get, because, I mean, Spirit Breaker on their side for NiP would be good, but I'll hold
Reserve
off to that. Team Empire are going to be picking off here. Probably a support, unless they're going to do a support Spirit Breaker, which I don't think so. They'll do
It's-
in a mid. It should be a
It's
mid.
It's a mid hero.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know what I'm
Someone to
talking-
line up against Alina. Queen of Pain's still in the pool. I don't see a real problem with picking her up in this lineup.
She loses that matchup, but she offers a lot more in the later stages, where she can offer a ton of burst damage, where I can see that being very useful. But she gets blown up later too by Lina one-on-one, so it's not really the most reliable. They will have the Spirit Breaker charging in, as well as Nature's Prophet. So I don't really think, as you're saying, it doesn't really matter that they have to dominate too much in the lane. So the Lina is going to have to play
remaining.
very careful. Dazzle's going to have some great TP Shallow Graves, I
5
feel like,
seconds
even in this
remaining.
early stage.
Decision Empire, 1
Zeus.
second. It's going to be a Zeus. Talk about blowing up. It's going to
Dire
be
team pick.
the Master of Lightning.
That's a good hero. You don't really lose a lane ever as Zeus too. So you just keep on harassing out of the lane, and then if Lina ever tries to go on Zeus, you just can always have that turnaround with the Spirit Breaker charge and the Prophet. So I really like their lineup. It's kind of team half global right now. And my biggest thing for Team Empire is the Wyvern
10
ulti with an
seconds
anti-mage
remaining.
Manta style. It's gonna basically make sure that
5
one or two
seconds
heroes are gonna get
remaining.
imploded by the Mana Void. So if they can get the timings down, I
Reserve
really like their
time.
synergy. And NiP are just like, okay, well, we're gonna have to get this amazing offlaner, but there's nothing really left to help them.
And what can they? No, they can't push because I'm moving back to the Lunar in my mind for NiP, one of their like go-to style heroes. But
There's only Sand King left, I see, and I'm not too sure about Sand King either because Glimmer Cape just completely destroys that hero.
he also can't hide anywhere. When you got a Zeus on the field, like good luck, man.
Yeah, you just initiate. It's like when you have all blink daggers on the other team. I like that point that you bring up when you just immediately initiate team fights with that, and you have to be smoked up to really dodge the Zeus ganks.
Yep.
Like that, and so you can blink afterwards.
And if you're smoked up and Zeus pops a Thunder God's Wrath, then instantly, like, Team Empire is going to be backing up. You're not going to find your opening. It's that always continuous scouting. I don't know, I just feel like NiP have to almost force the lane, but forcing a lane with an Ogre and a Dazzle up against a Wyvern and a Spirit Breaker. I know the Wyvern's not great until like the second level up. Unless you move in for a Night Stalker instead. Okay, so that's fine. That gives them stable lanes. Night Stalker's probably gonna have difficulty with his mana, however. Like when you're going up against a lane like of Anti-Mage, he just gets mana burn with blink. So second level, he just blinks forward, burns off everything Night Stalker's got.
Prepare for battle.
Yeah, I would say this is a really good pick just because he's very tanky, and you can see him going for this double mango build already. But the thing is as well, like they don't have that much burst if you think about it from Empire. It all comes from really the Zeus, maybe comboing it in with the Furion, but a lot of their damage is kind of single target if you think about it from Empire and just kind of split picking you off from maps. So another tanky hero. Him and Ogre are very tanky in these team fights. They have Shallow Grave to work with. They have an all-around good lineup. It's just, can they catch out this AM that's going to be farming as well as the Furion all the time?
Good question, man. Just to let everyone know too, we are a little bit earlier than we normally are for D2CL stream, so I'd love it if you can get yourself out there on your Facebooks, Twitter, social networks, or every other person's live stream over on Twitch, and spam the crap that we're actually live for this game of Empire versus NiP. We are on every ticker out there in the world, so you can share on your favorite Dota portal as well.
All right, I'm on it, coach. I'm getting ready. You do it.
What?
I'm sharing it right now. Team Empire, Toby sucks at casting.
Perfect. Thank you, Ryu. I'm fine with that. If you want to try and lay down the smack, like, come on, man. I talk for a living. Like, do you want to jump into this John Cena combo? All right. So I love how NiP now move their lanes around. So they push the Night Stalker up to the top lane. So Night Stalker gets more, well, what he thought was going to be a nicer lane, but what he ends up doing is still finding himself up against this Anti-Mage. So Empire have now like double switched, where they push the Spirit Breaker as well as the Anti-Mage to the top lane, and they're dragging No Fear as the Wyvern up there too. This aggro tri-lane from NiP is not really going to function, and Huntskin, like, he blocks up the 30-second spawn of the camp, but then he's going to realize that Resolution is on bottom lane. Anti-Mage is up on top, and they're in the wrong position.
Yeah, this is the only thing you have to really worry about is Zeus getting picked off from the Ogre plus the Lina. That combo can be a little bit deadly. And you can see him already rotating over here. So that's going to be a little bit harder for the Zeus in lane, but you can see as well as Aloha Dance just immediately rotating over too. So this is just smart play from both teams, realizing that, hey, well, we're just going to help mid lanes here. Or he's going to be scouting out too.
Oh, goodbye, Aloha. He saw Huntskin coming and was not going to play this game. Interesting to see how well Resolution does on the bottom. With the treants, he can harass down the Dazzle quite nicely, but most of that damage is going to be repaired by the Shadow Wave. And if you initiate, then Era just turns on Flat Cannon and Rocket Barrage. So yeah, life is also hard that way.
One thing to note is they didn't really block the camp either, so he could send one tree to pull the lane back, and he can even get more EXP if Resolution so wishes, but he's already doing fine. The lane's already pushing in his favor. They're using Flak Cannon right now too, and he's just going to get a lot from this lane. They can't really successfully dive him. Oh, top lane though, but Jonas Fan, we saw the end of that, but there was no charge or anything, but he went really low there.
Spirit Breaker was too busy waiting for the bounty rune.
Invisibility.
Seoki gets a rune, which won't really allow him to get any kind of extra presence in the lane. It's an invis rune only. If it was like a double damage or a haste, maybe he could cause issues for Resolution.
Well, I wonder if it's worth it for Resolution to leave this mid lane and snipe off that courier, because he did just see it go into the mid lane and give Lina his bottle. Or I think it was a wand. No, I think it was bottle. He started with magic wand in the lane.
I know you want to TP out. Like, Resolution was manipulating a lot of the TPs in his game 2 days ago. Because all he would do is just like TP in and then use a TP scroll to get back out again. And you get those type of picks. Hunskin, yeah. That's a good pickup on top lane. They understand there's no extra support and 4 heroes. Resolution TPs in for the extra help. But the first blood goes the way of Silence, and Sealkick could not TP in time to get that Shallow Grave off.
Yep, that was really close though. I thought he would have got the grave off, and then I don't think he would have died. Maybe they could have had to blink in after Silent could have potentially, but I think right now Empire just coming out so far ahead in this game just because they understood the game, they dodged the tri lane, and now it's working out for them.
Yeah, I agree. Like, everything's kind of in the nice position for them, and they're going to go again up on top. They're going to focus on Sealkit, understanding he's the man with a Shallow Grave. It helps when you get the Bastion. The Silent, okay, Unison Farm's going to hit him up a little bit, but you can't find any kind of counter kill here in NiP because you do have that Cold Embrace. So there's no extra damage, and Empire's timing on this is even better. They're attacking 30 seconds before we hit nighttime, before Unison Farm could potentially turn that around on them.
Yeah, that's when it... But he's getting levels right now for the Night Stalker. That's the one good thing. He's still almost level 4, and then he can still rotate. As long as he has boots, he can, you know, we've seen it happen time and time again where you just rotate around the map and get these easy kills. Zeus is an easy kill. Jurion's an easy kill. He just has to find that space once the 4-minute comes in. And here it is.
Yep. And now you'll see Silent as well as No Fear play a little bit more defensively, and we got to watch the CS squad during this 4-minute time as well. Because at this point, like, you've got Anti-Mage at 20 for 6, that's great. Era is 20 for 5. They're neck and neck. I want to see just who has the advantage later on. And Hanskin, okay, they're committing for this. Limp's got himself a haste rune. He goes for the last Wrecker Ray and perfectly finds a resolution out. Hanskin will follow up with a stun, as well as the ignite, and Limp still having the end of this haste rune. Needs to keep up with resolution. Wants to TP out the stun. Well, okay. Yep, that's the thing. No way out.
And some pressure going to be applied while we take a pause here. Yeah, it was just easy. Nice haste rune pickup.
Good first rotation as well from Limp. Like, that's kind of one of those things too, isn't it? Like with the Zeus, like you see the rotation of Empire to the top. They shut down the Night Stalker's like, okay, yeah, sweet, we got this kill. 4 heroes rotate. It's going to be worth it. Limp picks himself up a haste rune, and they commit with just the dual lane. So it's only the mid lane which had to move away. And
I mean, they don't really have that much to counter help him. Like, in this situation, if Wyvern had Cold Embraced him, he would have still died just because of the magic burst coming in from NiP with Rocket Barrage and all that. So they don't... Empire really need to get their levels, and that's what they're going to be basically focusing on right now. Maybe you even see Resolution going to the jungle or something and just letting, you know, Hanskin or Aloha Dance to get some solo XP, but they need to find a way to defend this tower bottom lane. Lina's going to be coming back mid, so I think they can still hold bottom lane pretty easily.
Okay. It shouldn't be too much. Like, this isn't the push for, like, a tier 1 tower on bottom. That's not what Era is here to achieve. Like, all Era is wanting to do is make sure that Nature's Prophet doesn't get as much farm. You don't see that momentum, you don't see the Orchid. That's the plan for me. Charge coming in towards middle lane. Nature's Prophet, okay, Resolution just goes directly for Limp. Can Limp actually get this stun off in time? No, he cannot. Not when Yoku is that much burst damage available. Hans can TP it in, but he'll have to mango if he wants to have any kind of stun available. And with Sealkip, okay, he's still got Shallow Grave up and running, and there's your mango being used. Keeping Yoku out. Shallow Grave is up for Sealkip. That the chance of surviving this one is next to nothing. Aloha Dance waits it out to go for the punch. The perfect amount of time for it. Huntsker's still hiding inside this tree line, but it looks like they haven't cottoned onto the fact that he's still there.
Yeah, there's just too much burst damage coming out from Zeus now that he's level 6, and it's just so easy to dive him at this point in the stage of the game. You have to already be behind the tower with Dazzle in order to make him live. The only burst, as I was saying, is coming from Zeus, so you have to be prepared with that. And Jonas is not really rotating just because he's just getting kind of free EXP top lane, but that kind of hurts him in the long run because that is their playmaker right now. It's going to be the Night Stalker because there's so much pressure on the Lina right now.
Yep. And Night Stalker missed a hand of... Actually, it should be Midas build, right? when you're
I'm
thinking
surprised
about
he
this
didn't
game.
go for an urn. Like, normally I like seeing urns and into a Midas, but you can see why he's feeling pressured, right? He doesn't think he's going to get any kills during this first nighttime, so he's going to
He could still go for the Aloha Dance. That cooldown's going to hit him hard. The second rocket as well is going to connect, and that will find the kill. Really nice play by Era, able to get a good rocket barrage duration off, and then the cooldown to finish the job. Just enough mana with his one charges to do it. But yeah, I'm wondering if he does just complete up the treads and go into that urn you're talking about, and then focus on the second nighttime phase to fight, or if he feels because you're going up against Nature's Prophet, who's now going to TP onto him, and they're charging up the Spirit Breaker as well. Yusuf, okay, there's no Shallow Grave in time, and now the attempt to TP out, there's no stuns, so Seal Kid will survive. Probably should have done that for the Night Stalker, but still.
Oh, they need to be careful too, mid lane. Yoku doesn't have ulti. If he did, Lena would be toast here. But Limp, I think, are they waiting for Aloha Dance? Yeah, his charge is up now. If they want to use it, this will be...
Hanskin's
can
in the
cancel the
neighborhood,
stun
however,
animation.
and the nice light strike array from Limp's going to buy the space. Some farms still moving in. Remember, we are during nighttime, so there's your first little bit of the ignite. The stuns from Zeus, Laguna Blade from Limp, just locking down the kill with a very quick TP back home.
That was a misplay from Yoku right there. You want to cast your bolt to cancel the first Lina stun, and then he's going to get the charge off, because you have to anticipate that the Lina is going to throw out a stun there. So I would say a little bit of misplay there, potentially costing them a kill, and yeah, and then in return Zeus goes down.
Okay, so I've been touching on this a couple of times, but every time I do, we keep getting interrupted. Is this the Midas game for Unison Farm? Is it the movement into Aghanim Scepter as the primary priority here for
I think
NiP?
it has to be. I mean, you can see...
Aloha. Unison Farm, however, uses his darkness after he uses his void as well as crippling fear, which, hilariously enough, makes it completely useless to use darkness now, apart from removing the vision of Spirit Breaker.
Alright, mistakes were definitely made just now. Now that's a wasted nighttime, and that's, like I said, that's your tempo controller in this game, and that's not going to be good if they want to make another play. And it kind of gives Empire some free reign to, you know, do whatever they want. They have the Prophet ulti up, they have Zeus ulti, and what's Aloha? He's only level 4, but he's still participating in a lot of kills. 3
There's a
so
gang
far.
spot coming.
Where's
NiP
coming?
smoke movement. They're wanting to come over to find Resolution and Aloha Dance. Primarily Resolution. I catch him while he's just farming in the jungle. And again, back to the whole point of you have to delay that Orchid. You have to delay the control so Lina can freely move. But because they noticed the two of them walked in deeper into the jungle, which means Yoku was exposed. He'll run down, and then Era comes from the sidelines, and Yoku, there's no way to survive through this. He throws out one lightning bolt. But now NiP will add as much pressure as they can into that tier 1 tower.
Yeah, they're playing aggressive even though they don't even have nighttime. That's some...
They have vision anyway. Like, they may not have nighttime, but that observer will do the work for them. They saw the opportunity and were able to capitalize on it.
Yeah, they just don't really have the levels on the supports right now. I would say the supports of Dazzle and Ogre are just a little bit better right now because they have the heal and the grave. And even he's got Bloodlust already, so you really need to get the level 6 for Spirit Breaker to be really effective, as well as the Wyvern. And once they get those online, then you can see a lot of the split push and the team fighting, I think, coming in from them.
Dire's structures are fortified.
This ticking time bomb for NiP is still silent. Like, you have an Anti-Mage who is the top net worth at the moment. He's got 1 kill, hasn't died, got some decent CS. Yeah, the bottom tier 1 tower is going to be denied, but you're losing the side of tier 1 towers as NiP, which means you have to deal with the split push so much that the ability to just find and hunt the Anti-Mage down, like, you don't have the players to spare for it.
It's the only job is going to be they're going to have to hope they can catch him out later in the game once Yule's and nighttime is up. That's going to be their first test. And then by the time that happens, Anti-Mage will have his Battle Fury. And that's basically when the timing window is going to happen for NiP to really shut him down.
This is actually really good for NiP. Silence already down below 400 of his life. And Hanskin's just got to hit this stun. Able to do so. Light Strike Array. Insurance Laguna once again coming out from Limp. But that's the pickoff they need.
Yeah, that was a really good pickoff. And I'm surprised Silent I feel like he was looking somewhere on the map. You know, when you see an ogre just come out of invis and it takes 2 seconds for him to walk up and stun you, should have enough time to blink. But sometimes you look around the map just to see when you're farming like that, and I think he was during that time.
What's happening on bottom lane here? Do the creeps get aggro from that? Yeah, okay. The one range creep is now going to get the aggro. I'm like, you put down this dire sentry ward, but you must have placed it while you were below the tree line, so you never saw the sentry ward up here. But they committed 2 sentries to do that. I think NiP, like, the biggest thing for them right now, which is getting them, or I should say keeping them in this game. Because it was too easy for Empire's lineup just to snowball out of control with just easy move around farming. Their vision is really damn good. One Observer Ward to see any movement into their own jungle, that Observer Ward which got them the kill on Zeus in the mid, as well as taking out the tier 1 tower after, and then the one Observer Ward deep inside the Radiant jungle, which scouted out the anti-mage's movements. And because of that, they then get the pick off on the AM. This vision to just enable them to gank is just so good early on, and buys time for Unison Farm with his Hand of Midas now, to start building into that Aghanim Scepter. And then they'll have that unobstructed vision against Team Empire, and that's a scary thing for heroes like Nature's Prophet who try and use Sprout and tree lines to mask their movements.
Nice TP, I want to say bait coming in, just making sure that you can have one rotation, and that's a good play sometimes.
It's going to be problematic. Limp, where is he? He's got this Yule Scepter. Okay, they're Lightning Bolt.
I saw him.
Yep.
Radiant's top
Limp will back up. They did see the fact that the Invis room was picked up. Actually, did they? No, that Observer Ward doesn't see down far enough. They may have just seen it in the bottle of Limp at one point.
I think it was just because Hanskin was chasing so far, and they had this ward mid lane. It was like, oh, there's no way that there's just movement. Be an ogre.
Limp's going to break it. They go in. The Yule Scepter over on the Spirit Breakup, and the Curse catching 3 of them, including Limp at the main part of it. Hanskin and Unison Farm want to run away, but they can't do so. Not with that Nether Strike from Spirit Breaker arriving. Oh, that timing. NiP fighting before they trigger darkness. So Empire, they did just they actually had vision, even though it is nighttime. They could have had less, and that would have been a chance for NiP.
Yeah, the problem is he has to use both of the targets. He has to use Wyvern as well as the Spirit Breaker, and in that situation, you kind of need to have that Night Stalker right there so you can have that reliable silence, so you don't get Winter's Curse like that. That was just very unfortunate. Him just breaking the smoke at that time.
And it's... I keep having flashbacks. So wait, what's this? This one tree, it's dragging the creep wave off. So the radiant creep wave is actually directly attacking into the tier 1 tower. That's kind of nice.
That'll get you 2 creep waves now. This will be Anti-Mage's 2 creep wave with his Battle Fury now complete. Maybe he'll farm it.
This needs 100 gold. He's got it.
But
NiP are coming.
It's funny how NiP are doing better during the daytime right now. That's just... Well, they're going to make a play here.
They're about to make it.
This has to work.
Limp moves forward. The smoke's going to break. No fear. Going to be revealed, and there it is. Yule Scepter up, and Empire just leave this Winter Wyvern for dead. But NiP wanted more. That's why they put Limp on the back line. So you just take care of this Wyvern. The rest of the team just run themselves forward to find an opening.
Killing the Wyvern didn't really do much either. He's going to be up in 15 seconds unless they get this tier 2 tower, which they have fortified. I'm not sure they're going to get it, especially with that ulti coming through. They haven't
the damage for it,
dude. Yeah, so getting just as long as it's a support kill, I don't think it's enough for NiP, and they need to find a way to.
They're taking tier 1 on top. Yes, that's a guaranteed tower. No fortification to stop that one.
Well, with all these towers now gone, maybe they can make a play for NiP to potentially take over the jungle or of the enemy, or potentially take the push.
Oh, Hanskin finds Wyvern, going to ignite up Resolution as well, just because of the multicast. But he's being charged down. It's Aloha Dance on the way in, and the Yule Scepter. Does that put him on the cliff? No, he's down just low enough. But the Light Strike Array is going to connect. There's no Laguna Blade, and the big curse again, catching out 3. The heal kicks in from the Dazzle, and with the call down, Team Empire. This is not the place you want to be. A horrible choke point for them. NiP We'll claim 3 players of Team Empire, and then mass heap being down the bottom lane. Silent's got to be careful. He's going to get silenced up. Limp's back here again, hits the Line Strike Array, and with the extra damage, they're going to kill Silent. A triple kill for Limp. The rotation around, and Silent AFK farming tier 2 towers as well as the jungle means he's got 2 deaths in the last 5 minutes, and the rest of Team Empire pushing up the daisies.
Oh my goodness. It's actually not that great synergy with the Zeus ulti with the Wyvern, because the damage is mitigated from the allies when they're cursed like that. So, and when you have a great cooldown at the end of the day coming in, it's just Era played that perfectly. And now that he has the Sage and Yasha, they seem to be doing really fine right now, and they're pushing the map perfectly. They have all the towers down by 16 minutes, the tier 1s, and I just think they're playing really good in the last 5 minutes.
That's been wonderful for NiP, but you are right. Like, but I want to give so much props right now to No Fear. Like, his calls, his curses have been amazing. Like, absolutely amazing. 3 heroes caught both times. That should have been game winning right there.
Yeah, the synergy doesn't come until, I was talking about earlier, like, until you get Manta style on the Anti-Mage, and then you blink in, and then you get this huge mana void, because they have no mana because you've attacked them, you know, like 8-9 times. And that's when the big plays are going to be coming in. Also, until then, they really don't have that much AoE. As I talked about, like, it was just all the damage was mitigated.
Hello, Aloha Dance. Charging it over on Era. The weave instantly comes out from Seal Kid just as a defensive mechanism. The downside for Empire is that this move, they put down an Observer Ward. They try to get the vision up, but they put it right underneath the Dire Sentry Ward, which was there for deep warding. Like, that was the purpose of that ward. It's just down before the obs gets planted.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
And Resolution has his Orchid now finished, and I wonder what he's going to go for next. We've seen a lot of the Ags from him, as well as into Octarine Refresher, so I wonder what's going to be the call from him.
I'm not quite sure about this from Aloha. He's charging in right now. He's going to run through the entire NiP lineup. Laguna Blade will send him up. Light Strike Array will hold him there. Hanskin also with a follow-up. Sun's Aloha Dance, so he popped. But he was charging down to the Night Stalker on bottom lane. The rest of his team could not get there in time. The only person that could be Resolution, because obviously he can be anywhere.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
I think they could have maybe... Nah. It would have been really close, because he has 1500 HP, 9 armor. It's really hard to get through, even though you have the Orchid. It would have been close, but this is very unfortunate that they were right there at that second. Easy Yule's counter. It just seems like every time Aloha's going somewhere, there's a Lina always right by him. I don't understand. It's like the last 5 charges, so easy Yules.
Well, top lane. There's your curse over on Era. Resolution's going to come in just to ensure it. Su's throwing out the ult, he gets a little bit of extra vision, but it's Aloha Dance that moves over to Seal Kid. And Nether Strike and back, Shallow Grave time, not there. Yoku, just too much burst. Finds himself yet another kill. Pushing the score up to 9-11, 19 minutes in. And then they move again.
They just keep going.
Yep.
This is
farm
just
on
the
bottom
power
lane.
of the lineup. Oh, mid lane here too, the Hanskin? No, I thought Wyvern was somebody else.
I thought he was a good hero.
You know, I thought it was like an Anti-Mage or Nature's Prophet.
This Spirit Breaker could never connect to charge. Like, he just tried to run then over towards Unison Farm, and Unison Farm just voids him.
Uh-oh.
And
Aloha.
now he's... No, Aloha, not the Dream Man.
Ooh, that was...
And
the Dragon Slave saved him.
They saw him for a moment. And now Limp into the tree line. Aloha Dance trying to use the trees and Yule Scepter up. I'm sorry, but the Mad Cow will be served tonight on the NiP platter.
I don't know if you want that disease. They're gonna be cursed or something. Gonna die. They're gonna lose. If not this game, then the next one. Don't eat Mad Cow.
I thought it was eradicated.
We eradicated earlier when I was talking about all the blood.
Sentry Wood's down. No Fear's got a homing missile on the back of him now. He actually... he can't be seen because of the Invis rune. And there's nothing that's really going to stop this. I love that rocket from the gyrocopter. What is that gyro set that's making the rocket come in? The emerging dragon. The missile compartment is the emerging dragon. I've never heard of it before.
Yeah, he doesn't even have a set. You lied to me, Toby. You
No,
lied.
he does. He's got a rocket upgrade, the
Yeah,
emerging
well, you got
dragon.
the rocket upgrade, but he doesn't.
It's
have
not a
that.
set, yeah. But look at it. Like look at the bottom of it.
I do.
It's the emerging dragon.
I know it's a rare weapon.
Basically, he's got a fat underbelly.
Out of fortune, he needs
I
the. Gatling gun.
sympathize for it.
It's pretty good. The problem that
Run,
we're
no
seeing
fear.
with Terra. Oh.
He managed to at least get the Arctic burn off. The Weaver give him the extra vision, but then again, they can't see him anymore. He's on the cliffside and TP's out. The Light Strike Array won't reach in time. Barely survives.
Every time you miss a kill too with NiP, that's another lane or two pushed out by the Furion and the Anti-Mage, and it's just support's
top
making so
tower
much
is
space
under
for
attack.
Empire right now. It's very amazing. Like the Wyvern is, the Spirit Breaker is. Even if you think Aloha Dance is just charging around crazily, he's making space for his team to do all. Like they just want to farm up into the later stages of the game and not feeding too much. He's only 1-4, surprisingly. Which is pretty shocking on the Spirit Breaker, is how much have we seen him dive.
He's died a hell of a lot, man. But this is the way Empire play him. And you are right, like, because when NiP go for these ganks, they show 3 or 4 players. And the rest of Empire then know, oh, we can come out and push out the lanes, like everything's fine. I still want to see Empire buy a gem because this Observer Ward is making Silent Life a living hell.
Yeah,
he really has to be living in fear.
They're having the warding, dewarding, and that's going to be worse too. As you're talking about the Night Stalker with the Hags and him getting a gem too. This is kind of like the safe zone right now, where you don't have to worry about the Night Stalker, but soon you will.
Yeah. Maybe gem also isn't the right call when you go to Zeus, but do you really want to be spending that much time with the Zeus, like lightning bolting your entire jungle to try and find one ward?
He found one right now. That's pretty good. Normally you don't see wards up in that spot, but maybe Yoku's onto something. Maybe they watched some replays and saw something, or
Maybe.
Dire's top tower is under
We
attack.
definitely didn't see it being planted. Their 3 Radiant Observer Wards a full
Radiant's
perimeter
bottom
over the
tower
Radiant
is under
jungle.
attack.
If you want to see like a better example right now of how to like
Dire's
secure
structures
your
are
anti-mage's farm, that's basically it.
it's like how do you look at
Dire's
Roche?
has been denied.
Not this way, but it's like, oh, we can look at the river. It's a nice river. It's pretty calming.
Okay, so NiP smoked up. They can't find anything yet. And we'll actually have ourselves a pause as Resolution will end up DCing from the game. So NiP, they smoke ganked a hell of a lot previously. Now they're trying to do it with this Lina as well as Ogre combo. No problems with that. They've both got like good control as well as burst damage between them. But they won't have another smoke for 6 minutes and 25 seconds. Like, how do you keep adding pressure to Team Empire when you don't have the initiation of smoke? Where does your initiation come from?
Yeah,
Like,
it has to be nighttime, as you're talking about, and nighttime is about to be up. It's 4 a.m. They will, however, have the Night Stalker ulti, but if you don't have that vision already like they had before, then it's really hard to initiate with the darkness already. So they have to make sure when they use the darkness, they get a kill, if not 2, because every time they've been getting these kills, it's just on the Wyvern or the Spirit Breaker. So, and this is Anti-Mage already completing his Manta style, we'll say. He's 50 gold away. I don't think he's going to die right now, so like 24-minute Manta with how much pressure can be put on by a Night Stalker, it's not too bad.
Night Stalker can add up a little bit more pressure as well. Like, you took 50 gold for the Manta for the AM. Night Stalker has that Aghanim Scepter in, well, what is that? What, 241 gold?
That's perfect math, Toby.
That, yeah, well, it's crazy, man. Like, I go to 1,000, I take away 759 from it, and all of a sudden, numbers.
I thought it was calculus we were doing.
Oh, man. You know what we should do? We should go on Countdown. That wonderful show. Actually, you don't have that in America, do you?
No, I don't know what that is. What is it?
Countdown is an English show. And basically you have like a wonderful host like Rachel Riley. She is amazing. Actually, she's not the host. She's the numbers girl. And yeah, you basically you get like 8 letters and you got to make like a word, like as like the longest word you can out of those 8 letters.
Oh my goodness, mercy! It's like Scrabble.
Or,
Kill
or,
me
you- or
now.
you get
I hate Scrabble.
or you have like 6 numbers.
All right, I like
And then,
numbers.
and then you have to find like it then calculate like it gives you a number at the top, and then you have to make that number with the 6 numbers.
All right, that sounds very complicated, but I would like that more than Scrabble.
It's amazing, man. It's amazing. Like yeah, it's pretty cool. And then they do fun ones as well with the boys from like 8 out of 10 Cats. You can
What
find
is
it on
it?
YouTube. There's so many episodes over on YouTube. It's all over YouTube.
All right, I'm gonna have to watch that, else I'm gonna get fired. No, I'm just
What do you mean fired? We don't
You're
pay
not
you in the
even
first
fired.
place, right?
oh. Oh, yeah, this is-
Actually, no. We pay all.
Oh wait, I was supposed to ask you. I remember now. How was your Enigma during the tournament?
By Enigma?
Yeah, I was just some random person on stream one day was like, you need to ask Toby how his Enigma was in the cup, like the staff cup, I think.
Oh yeah, we played an internal staff cup with all the BD volunteers. It was fun. Like we didn't have a lot of success, but there was other problems with that success. But it's fine. Like,
It was all on Toby. Toby didn't hit any black
No.
holes. It was Toby confirmed.
who gives a crap at the end of the day? I got a good couple of black holes, and I felt very like I go with the Book of Cinderin. Well, I felt like I played good myself, so I'm okay. I'm okay. I don't care if we lose as long as I feel like I
Jeez.
did the best I could.
That's like the person who just puts all the blame off on.
That's actually an
well.
exact quote from Cinderin.
Oh my goodness.
So yeah.
Well, he's very humble at the same time too, half the time. So I guess sometimes he can.
No fears of trouble. Attempted TP, but not going to work. Even the weave, just to ensuring they had the vision. That is another one of those things which we haven't really mentioned. The fact that you do get that vision from weave when it's first cast down.
Dire's bottom tower is
So it's
under
very
attack.
difficult for Team Empire to. Oh, okay, silent. That silence won't last long enough, and Yoku's going to just intimidate Unison Farm away. Yeah, but weave gives you vision as well as having that Aghanim Scepter upgrade on Unison Farm. And he sees everything. Like, he's watching Yoku run himself away and, in fact, blink himself away to safety now.
Yeah, this is. We can also talk about some problems with the Empire's lineup too. Like, once they get the Glimmer Capes onto the Ogre, let's see if Dazzle might go 1-2. This will be, you know,
There is
almost
dead.
all of. Where is he?
Bottom
Oh,
lane.
there.
Resolution, like, Aloha Dance just started the run. Resolution came in, TP's in, gets the Orchid, and because there's no Tier 1 tower, Steel Kid could never get there in time to get the Shallow Grave off.
Man, this is just like playing against a Wisp. Very scary situation for NiP when they're not grouped up and.
I kind of feel it's more like running away from the Kraken. Like you get marked with a black spot of the Spirit Breaker charge. And you got to get yourself out of there. Do they realize? Like,
Speaking of Kraken, I want to see more of
I don't think
Pukas.
NiP realize what's going on here.
Do they? No, they're just
No.
stacking.
Like, the Dazzle's in the neighborhood, so he could have just weaved. Okay, that Courier just flew in. And Hanskin just got the vision. Yeah, he's pinging this out.
Uh-oh.
They realize that, yeah, and they bring in the extra little guy. Yeah, it's a weave. They're taking away a lot of the armor. Hansen has to be shallow graved already. But Roshan is very injured. And again, we're going to have a critical time here. Low Ardennes charges in. That Mana Void doing almost no damage as Hanskin. Well, he didn't have to trigger off the wand, but he lives on 14. With the wand charges now, the urn can't take him out. The heals are there, and Unison Farm moves in. Roshan now will be brought down by Team Empire, and they get the Aegis Immortal, but you've already lost your Zeus. No fear to TP out, able to do so. There was no stun in range for him, even if they did have the vision. A wonderful sprout from Resolution. It locks NiP in the river as they Light Strike Array to try and cancel what? A TP? That's not going to happen. They could have Light Strike Array the tree line down, but Spirit Breaker, charge up, stunned up, however, so no escaping from down next to that side shop. They get 2 kills, but Empire, they grab the Aegis Immortal on the back of the Anti-Mage.
Yeah, that was a huge Lina miss stun right there. Like, if Lina had gotten the stun off on the Anti-Mage, he wouldn't be able to blink away, and he wouldn't have been able to pick up the Aegis. They would have probably killed him with the Laguna Blade, and because he was already at half HP, he didn't have Manta Style up, so Limp missing that Light Strike Away really cost him the team fight there. And it's very unfortunate, because then they could have probably turned around probably would have killed Resolution in the pit, maybe sold the Aegis. But as it so happened, it's still not too bad, but you saw how 5 heroes were just chasing after the Spirit Breaker. So what do? They just put Nature's Prophet top and mid, and it's just the lanes are already pushed back in. So still no map control right now for NiP.
Yeah, and they really need to get this too. Like the Night Stalker Rags has helped with a couple of kills, but that doesn't equate to map control. Hanskin's running himself up to the top. He's right underneath an Observer Ward, so there's no way he should be able to catch up to Silent. Like, you ignite him up, terrific. But now the rest of Empire can just turn around and fight because Lohar Dance is ready. You got the Cursor Bubble as well. They're charging over on Hanskin, and Lohar actually pulls out. Saw Era for a moment and thought this is a really, really bad idea. Not to mention, you just hit nighttime again.
Yeah, that was a good scouting, Thunder God's Wrath. Now you can maybe play more safe on the bottom lane with Resolution. But he's just still going to back out here. It's good. He doesn't really have a Shadow Blade or a Blink. Else he could maybe play a little bit more aggressive because they still don't have that great of a catch on NiP. They don't have a Blink Dagger on Lina. They just have a Night Stalker with the Ag, and you have to reliably have nighttime. So
yeah, you really do need that Blink Dagger, don't you? Because like Dazzle's building looks to be a Glimmer Cape, so he's a pure protection kind of guy. Ogre could go for the Blink. He's not a bad hero, fairly tanky. So if you blink him in to get the initial stun, that'll work.
Yeah, you kind of need both things on Lina right now. You kind of need to have the Blink as well as the BKB. Probably BKB first, or it just depends on how pressured they want to.
If she goes BKB first, then NiP have to push his 5. Because if you don't keep finding these pickoffs, then the anti-mage will get completely unkillable.
Yeah, and he's almost at that stage.
Yeah, like if you're gonna fight the anti-mage directly, then you get like BKB and MKB. Because this anti-mage will finish Butterfly after he finishes his Heart Short. And then you're really screwed.
If this tree, if this Furion scouted tree, are they gonna go?
Yep, they're charging Era. Seal gets in the neighborhood. He can go for the Shallow Grave. Barely in time. Hanskin needs to get him back out of there, though. Era being attacked up by these illusions, and Resolution just TPs in to kill Secure It. Now Unison Farm trapped in the tree line. No Quelling Blade. Okay, they're going to cut in behind him to attack, but the charge just keeps coming in from a low hard dance. The Gem of True Sight's lost, and Empire, they're going on a rampage inside the NiP base. Eulsept is being returned, this time over towards Hanskin, who's trying to be sprouted up and controlled. The Shallow Grave will keep him alive, and all they burn is the Aegis Immortal. No fear. There we go. Tried to cold embrace himself up underneath the town, but Limp was in range for the Slave.
Do they have any buybacks?
The answer is
Era
yes,
needs
but
a buyback
only
here.
Only on Era.
Maybe they feel like they can't take the team fight without Lina having Laguna. I don't know the reason. Yeah,
So here's the TP. They want them to commit a little bit more. There's a Yule Scepter up into the call down. Yoku, another Yule Scepter being used,
Link?
but Limp actually
no.
waited to use its Light Strike Array, ensuring that he'd actually hit the Zeus when Zeus hit the ground again. And that's a good patience play there from Limp.
Yeah, I was just saying, great patience, just waiting for them to get fully committed onto the Raxes and then just immediately buy back. And then nice call down, but nice back as well from Empire, only losing 1 there. Could have been even more disastrous, but still, they did really well. Limp did extremely good in that team fight, considering how Era wasn't even there. He killed off the Wyvern, he killed off the Anti-Mage, even though he came back, and they held the Rax. That's the biggest thing right now. So
Limp did go in for that BKB. The full 10-second duration, 1 up now. What's Era down to? He only had to burn his 10 seconds, so that's not too bad. Get another Thunder God's Wrath on them.
yeah, it just feels like Yoku's playing the kind of like the off lane this game. We haven't really talked about him too much. He has the Blink and the Yules. He's just kind of that utility support hero, kind of scouting the enemy out.
Oh,
Burst.
Can he get the Yules? He goes to the...
Moment of silence. Silent taking his lucky stars. Sorry, I'm gonna have to talk for Toby since he's definitely dead now. That was a no buyback anti-mage too, I think. So that could have looked good. All the lanes were, however, pushed out, so I don't think they could have made a big play.
It's just the need to get the kill.
Yeah, the key is I'm trying to talk here, Toby, man. It's just I don't understand how they missed that.
The simple thing is it was a misclick. There's nothing more to be said about it. Hanskin's now completely out of mana. Forced back off the lane. It's like you jump in like that. You meant to Yule Scepter onto the hero. You accidentally BKB because there was nothing which was going to come in to stop you then. So there's no reason to trigger the said BKB. And then you Yule Scepter, but you end up, I don't know, frustration range clicking, eventually double tapping to send yourself up in the air. Yeah. Spirit Breaker not able to get out. But that's, yeah. That's just one of those things which is going to put you on full tilt if you limp. Because that was two things in the space of a fraction of a second. That means you do not find the kill on Silent. Wyvern, well, he's going to Glimmer Cape TP himself away to safety. And Anime still takes out that bottom tower.
Yeah, if you miss, like I was talking about earlier, if you miss one Light Striker Ray, it can be very disastrous. Like, you can lose a team fight, you can lose Aegis, you can lose the game from it. And the Yule combo as well. Like if you don't get the Yules off into a setup, it's the same thing. So it's just kind of like hit or miss. You just have to play perfect the whole game when you're on this Lina. It's like the shackle shots on a Wind Ranger. If you don't hit them constantly in the team fights, your presence in the team fights is just not going to be there.
The funny thing is though, like for everything which is happening, NiP is still finding, like, I'm assuming decent amounts of farm. Like, you're 34 minutes in, you're being sieged up a little bit, you haven't taken any tier 2 towers, but the advantage hasn't stretched over 10,000 gold yet. In fact, experience-wise, you still hold the lead as NiP. They're getting a lot in the map. Era's actually getting fed a little bit, because these treants keep getting sent to him. And then he fly cannons them down. Like, I've seen him multiple times take 15 CS in the space of 2 seconds because there's a huge army of treants as well as the creep wave. So he just turns on flight cannon and then money starts rolling in for the gyrocopter. Hans gets in a little bit of trouble. The Glimmer Cape won't protect him, not when he gets charged like that, but you do get the Mana Void out from the Anti-Mage. Okumashai's on the sidelines for 42 seconds, but that's kind of okay.
Yeah, just getting an Ogre killed, they're not going to be able to really take anything else, just going to pressure the map here a lot. And Silent just picked up his Basher, so he needs to be careful. If he gets picked off, this could be a turnaround. And no, Seal Kid.
Wow,
oh,
Yule Scepter.
Nice.
They're going to curse over on Seal Kid, but Limp keeps the sun going, and Aloha Dance. The Cold Embrace has to keep him alive. The call down from Era triggers his own BKB, ensures the kill on Aloha Dance. These damn mana illusions, however, from Silent causing real issues for NiP. Meanwhile, North, Resolution, that pressure towards the top racks means they have to fall back. They cannot chase.
Yeah, great plays from the Wyvern. Unfortunately, they still couldn't save this Spirit Breaker there, and as well as Limp. So as much flack as we've been getting, he's still coming in at the clutch. I want to say, 90% of the time. So it's still very good so far. And oh, Ogre's back up now. Here you go, Bloodlusted Tower. Get off my tower.
That tower looks so boss and intimidating.
So the Star Wars. I mean, Lord of the Rings.
Well done, man. Say, look at this little tier 3 tower. It's like, nope, tier 2 tower. That's a throbbing tower right there. There's a lot of treants as well, all around the field. NiP are just basically, it's like they're being overrun by fire ants.
It's like the Smurfs. We're getting smurfed right now.
Too many fakers.
Too many elves.
Hey, Era actually commits to fight cannon straight away for that.
Yeah,
He just wants everybody to see us. Oh, they found one. They found Silent on the top. He doesn't have BKB available, so they can keep that silence and control going, especially with the multicast. The Mana Style jumps away on 74 life. Yusufam needs that movement speed, and the Bloodlust will almost allow it. The hands came up for the Void Silent Blink in 1 second. They cannot keep up with him.
He's 514 movement speed, too. Oh, my goodness. How did he not catch up? I was going to say, what if he had, phase boots, but he's already almost at max movement speed. Maybe it could have gotten with phase boots. I don't know.
That's the dream scenario if you're NiP. Silent caught out in front of where your top racks. Like, you want to get a kill from that. Speaking of kill, Limp being charged. The Shadow Blade was triggered by Aloha Dance. He's got no way out this one, and that's why Night Stalker just moves over. He already used the Void, so there's no stun. Era can't get there in time. So the TP out's going to be successful, and again, Resolution back up on top. This bloody, like, he can go anywhere every 15 seconds. He can TP across the map.
What does he get next? I think it's Sheepstick. I mean, they just have so many BKBs on NiP now.
Size would make sense. Unison Farm's running out of here, but he doesn't want to spend the money. He'll TP, but the Mana Void will find the kill. If he spent the money, actually, he's still going to be short of buyback, right? And Hanskin couldn't get there in time to save him. Glimmer Cape as well as Shadow Grave being used on him, and he's got no way to escape in time. So he'll die and giving a double kill over to Silent.
They have Vision of Limp too, or on Era if they want. They want Era.
They want both. Almost charging back, but they punched into Era instead with that Nether Strike and start now with a triple kill. That should be the game. Now you got Resolution pushing up the top. You got buyback available from Era, but it's currently a 2-on-5 situation. This Zeus, you also protect it from the entire attacks, but the Light Strike Array will find the kill. Limp, however, getting bashed instantly there from Silent. The first hit one, Era's out of mana, Limp has to buy back. And where's that Laguna Blaze? Still on cooldown for the moment. Resolution jumps forward. You'll Scepter up, breaking free of the Orchid attack. But Era, where's the extra help? They keep Silent locked in control for the moment, using that vision coming out from the tier 4s plus the Fountain to see where Silent's moving, but now he goes down the bottom lane. Your top rack's already been taken out. Aloha Dance won't be stunned up in time. Resolution will just run himself out of here. Like, what are you going to do? The Sprout goes down, Hanskin will get the stun off, but Resolution, wait, did he? I thought he got the stun off, it must have been over on the range creep.
I was too busy watching bottom lane, so I couldn't see. I was just watching Silent playing kind of like cat and mouse with Limp, and now he's got Abyssal Blade. This could be very scary now for Limp.
If he dies here, like if Limp actually dies here, well, the Silent gets hit. The Mana Star dodge won't be enough, but they can't work out which one's the real one. Now they do as the Abyssal Blade's out. Unison Farm. Silent's going to get Laguna Bladed down and dead. Even Aloha Dance charged himself into this fight. Unison Farm sees him because he's got both the Ags and the Gem back up again. So he's chasing after this Spirit Breaker. And a Divine Rapier from Resolution pickup? Okay, we'll see how much this is going to do.
Double damage, baby. It's a double damage. What are you doing?
Dire's bottom barracks are under attack.
It's a bounty rune now.
Dire's structures are
He
fortified.
bypassed the double damage to pick up the bounty rune.
I think he just wasn't looking.
Maybe. He maybe didn't have vision as well.
Yeah. Probably that darkness vision. You gotta remember the darkness vision.
Yep.
Oh, mid lane here it is.
Charge comes in, no fear, able to get that call off on Dazzle and Resolution. Bring in the deeps. Era getting chipped down, turns on the flag cannon, but he can't stay alive long enough for it. He's down for 102 seconds. It would have been a godsend if they can get that pick off on Resolution, but Unison Farm now being charged. He had to understand this was coming. The BKB, he has to trigger it straight away so he can't get sprouted, but the bashes, they don't care about Magic Community. They'll still bash through him, and that is GG. Like, you bring in Limp, but he's out of position as well. They cold embrace Resolution, and Limp, under the cover of this BKB, he's got no more friends and no more
nice
life.
Sprout on the ground.
That's it. GG.
Yeah, that Sprout at the end of the game just, summed it up. Easy, block in. And you can't target during BKB, but you can target the ground still. And that was just Empire just playing their lineup to perfection, just split picking off the opponents constantly. NiP had to group up. And then even when they did group up, it just looks like they had to constantly chase. It was like smoke and mirrors as the best way to describe it, where you'd have 3 or 4 people always going on Aloha Dance or No Fear, and then you're still just killing these supports. This was like the whole entire game. 7-1 for Resolution. It was superb play from him, I got to say. Where you only die once as Nature's Prophet, that's great.
It's great for him, man. We're going to have a break. I don't know how long. It should be hopefully short because we have Kaipi going up against the CIS Rejects next. A full best of 3 coming your way. This was the conclusion to the interrupted best of 3 before. With Team Empire taking out this victory, they do take out the series 2-0, and that means they'll have themselves a date with Monkey Business at a yet disclosed time. It is the playoffs for the D2CL, but of course we don't know all the teams for the playoffs just yet. There's 2 more teams to be confirmed for the playoffs, and that is where we go into our next game. So Kaipi and CIS still have to play out their game, and Golden Boys still have to play up against 4C and L. That game will be happening. This time is actually also, I believe it just got scheduled. So it will be on the 29th. It's going to be on Thursday night at 18:30 CEST. So we do have more D2CL action coming your way. Definitely stay tuned. We'll be back after this break for KP going up against the CIS Rejects.